Faust, I would love to show you something. Like
Oh,
we are
sure.
talking, and I think, many people are listening right now, but I would love to try understanding how you think and showing, just to show you what
Sure.
mentalism is. Great. I would love it if you just imagine that you're going back in time. I would like you to think of the first kiss, your first kiss. Was it something that was heartbreaking or something that is a good experience for you?
Good experience.
Good experience, great. I would love you to imagine this situation. Just imagine where was it? Imagine how old were you? Imagine what the situation was like. Imagine just focus on the feelings you had before, all of these excitements. Yeah, I feel it right now. All of these excitements. And what did you felt after? What did you think about it? Imagine the girl, imagine everything. Just imagine. Great. Open your eyes.
Okay.
Just think about the name. Focus on the name.
Okay.
Okay. I will take this chalkboard for a second. Okay, I'll take it like this. Uh-huh. Okay. Think how many letters, don't say it out loud. Okay, open your eyes for a second.
Okay.
Okay, I wanna write this again. Okay, so you have the name right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I get it correct. I hope. For the first time, Faust, what is the name of your first kiss? So I'll hold it like this. What is the name of your first kiss?
I am 99% sure it was Teresa.
Teresa.
Teresa,
You're
yeah.
sure? You're
Yeah.
sure, Teresa.
Yeah.
And people in the audience will be 100% sure that we set it up. Nothing is set up, right? You didn't tell me the name
Nothing
before.
is set up. I didn't even know that you were going to ask me this. Yeah. Nice, dude. Wow, that's amazing.
Exactly.
Welcome to Far with Faust, everybody. I am Faust Chicho, and today I'm joined by Nevo the Mentalist. If you haven't heard about him yet, you're about to hear all about him. Nevo is the youngest mentalist in the world. He began performing in Israel when he turned 12 years old. He's been capturing the minds and hearts of his cross generational audience ever since. Nevo made his television debut as a finalist on the first season of Israel's Got Talent, and he was only 13 when he pulled that off. Despite his young age, Nevo is a professional of the highest standard, bringing his charisma and uncanny abilities to audiences everywhere he goes. And it's an honor to have him on here. This is a rare appearance for him. And Nevo, man, it's great to have you all the way from Tel Aviv, and I'm in Arizona. And so you are in the future, my friend.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be
Yeah.
here. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for being aboard with me, man. Oh my God, dude. So first of all, let me just say this. Uri Geller I'm a huge fan of Uri's. And so when I heard about you, I was like, no way. I was so excited. And Hunter's been telling me all about you. So it's gonna be an exciting conversation.
Yeah, it will be. I'm sure of it, and I can also predict it. Actually, Uri is one of my very good friends. He's a colleague. We are working together for over 5 years. He defines me as his successor, and gives me very good advice about life, about getting famous and how to deal with it.
Yeah.
So he's a great man. He's been through a lot. He was, the biggest mentalist. He was the first mentalist actually that
Yeah.
took all this industry and art to the I think to the stage of entertainment. So yeah.
hmm What strikes me about Yuri, it always seemed to me like he has a truly has a big heart. That's was always the first thing about he and a sense of awe and wonder about life, and I love that about him. So anyway, that's probably the same impression you got. You know him a lot better than I do.
No, but like you're 100% right. When I was 12, just after we filmed the first episode of Israel's Got Talent first season, I sent him an email. Uri, my name is Nevo. I'm a guy from the north of Israel. I'm a mentalist. I'm a very young mentalist. I'm on Israel's Got Talent. I must meet you. I really want to meet you. Please, I want to schedule a meeting." And
Yeah.
It's Uri Geller, and I was a little kid. I believe that he will answer, but just from an
Right.
angle of a kid, it's a point of view that everything will work. But he did. He answered, and he told me, "Yeah, I would love to meet you, and I would love to give you some advices about life and about the industry, and about the career of being a mentalist." So, like, I really
Awesome.
appreciate it. He's a great guy, a great man, a big heart, and I think that if you really want to succeed, you should have a really big heart.
I agree, man. I agree wholeheartedly. So there's we have a young man he's a resident skeptic, right? And I I told him, I was like, hey, maybe, I don't know. I was like, maybe if we have time, I'll ask Nevo if you can if you could call in and see, because he is the biggest hardcore skeptic, and I was like, um, I was like, I'll ask Nevo and see what he thinks about it. I mean, would he be able to call in, and would you be able to, I don't
Right
know,
now,
maybe, yeah, if I can get him to, yeah, he's
okay,
probably like in his car
okay,
and
let's
in
let's
Los
try it.
Angeles.
Let's try to do it. Let's try to do it.
So, okay, let's try. Let me grab my
Let's try.
phone.
Let's try. Take your time. That's really interesting.
Okay, cool.
What do you want to try to do? You want to try to number?
He so this guy was this was Nick, the guy that he did the first show with, and he like basically tried
The
to
one
track
about Uri Geller.
for like, and so he tried to dispute every bit of evidence that he had on Uri that Faust had. So he's like so thick and so material. I mean, it's fine, but he just doesn't believe in anything. So we
Let's try. Let's try to do it. Let's try
thought
to
it
do
would be
it.
very, very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Let's try to do it. I'll
Just to shut him
delete
up.
I'll just do like this. So
Is he
we'll have
responding?
it clean. I'll
Faust?
clean it. What?
No,
his
I
name
was
is-
asking Faust if he's responding.
Okay.
he said he'll be in 5 minutes.
It's clean,
Okay.
so
Or
we're good
4
for
minutes.
that.
Does he have the
Okay.
link?
Yeah, I sent him a link.
Oh, this is going to be so awesome. I've been like dreaming of this moment because I love this. I've been working with him for 2 years, but just anything outside of the material realm, he just thinks is absolute horseshit.
But it's really important for us to see him. I need to see him.
Yeah, no,
He
he's
was on
gonna.
the Zoom, right?
Yeah, he's gonna call. He's gonna call in, and we'll make sure he has decent lighting.
What is his name, by the way?
Nick.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna write something for Nick. You said something
Yeah,
Nick
for
Nick.
Lerman.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be amazing.
It will. It will. I'm writing something right now on a piece of paper, so
Okay,
sorry about my handwriting.
it's okay. I'm gonna let him in. Thank God. There he is.
Nick Lerman.
What's up, guys?
Hello,
Hi,
sir.
Nick.
Hello. Where is everyone? I can't see everyone.
Hold on. Oh, because you're on your
Swipe.
phone.
There we go. So come on, let's do this. Show me these lies, guys. Show me this deception.
First of all, nice to meet you, Nick.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Nevo. I'm a mentalist. I'm the youngest mentalist in the world. I'm 17. From Israel, and I would love to show you something. But just before that, I need to put this paper here so we'll be able to see it. So just one second. I want you to be 100% sure that it's here. Okay, can you see it?
Okay. I am. I'm not sure how good you are at sleight of hand, though. That changes things.
I'm not, but right now you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
So I will tell you, a mentalist for me is someone that can read people's mind, that can influence people's mind. I'm reading body language. I'm using NLP. This is neuro-linguistic programming. I'm just trying to influence people or manipulating their thoughts to think about something. And so it's all about taking it with body language or about putting it in with manipulation and psychological techniques.
I'm
This
excited.
is what I do.
I'm excited.
Thank you.
I feel like my mind is unsusceptible to psychological techniques, so this is a
Let's try.
great time to test this.
Let's try. So this is this paper. This is the prediction for the end. And here I wrote the last step we're gonna do before the final result. Okay, makes sense?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready. You're not gonna ask me
So-
like countries starting with D, right?
No, don't worry.
Just checking.
I would love you to, okay, Faust, please open your calculator.
Oh, calculator on my phone? Okay.
Yeah, and just make sure to always put it on camera. So I know we're in a different country, but Nick should be 100% sure that everything is real.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Nevo, is there any way we could frame your face in this? Just because I'd love to send this clip to somebody. Like we can keep the piece of paper and keep your face in the clip.
Um,
As you did before. Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
like this is great.
Yeah, a little higher. He knows it's not going anywhere.
Okay, yeah, it's not going anywhere. The piece is here, and this is the final step before the result. So please, Faust, just write random 3 digits.
Random three digits. Okay.
Yeah. What is it?
But are
Yeah,
you
can
testing
tell us.
Faust? Because I fully believe that
Nick?
his mind is susceptible.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay. Just checking. I'm sorry.
Okay, show it to the camera. Just show it to the camera.
I didn't write it yet because I was waiting for. Okay, I'm gonna
Take your
write-
time. I get paid by the hour.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Can you show the what did you write?
Yeah, to the camera. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 969. 969. I would love you to plus. Nick, please give me 3 digits.
877.
Please add Faust 877. So we have 969 and 877. We will plus again. Hunter, can you please give me 2 digits? You know what?
2
3
digits?
digits.
Oh, 3 digits?
3 digits.
Yeah. 333.
333. That's interesting. Plus 333.
3.
Plus one last time. And then we will add my number. Nick, give me 3 digits.
Let's do 877 again.
So add 877 again.
877.
Can you please press the
Yeah.
press the equal?
Oh, equal. Okay.
Okay, so the score is 3056. We will add my number. So it's 3056. My number was here from the start. It is 958. Okay,
Okay.
958.
Okay.
Please add 958.
Okay. Plus
Let's see what
9,
it will.
5, 8, and now equals.
Yeah,
Equals.
let's see the score. It's 4014. Yeah,
Right.
I'm saying it right? Yes,
Yeah.
4014. 4014. My hands are empty. I'll just take it. 4014. You all gave numbers. I brought my decision from the start. It was standing in front of you the whole time, but I wrote 4014. It's more
And it's
interesting.
Nick. It's my name upside down. You prepared for this, guys. I see it.
Wow. That's fucking crazy. Excuse my French.
That is pretty shocking. Like, I will say, I know that there is a trick to this. You may you may have temporarily, caught me with this illusion, this system you've manifested in this moment. But I really want to be convinced that you can read my mind. I feel like reading numbers isn't enough.
All right, we're gonna do this. He just guessed Faust's first kiss. So
He did. Oh,
Yeah.
what?
yeah, okay. So
Who's my first kiss?
Yeah,
we have
so
to blow
wait.
this kid's mind, Nevo. He's still not a
First of
believer.
all, we should, and I would love to meet you in person and to do crazy things with you. and to read your mind. And I would love
I know,
to do
but
it.
that's very convenient. Then you can research me. Like I can look up Faust's
No, 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 no,
first
no.
kiss through
No,
No,
you
we'll do
can't.
random stuff. First of all, I can't research about your first kiss, but we will do random stuff when I'll meet you. But it's something that's really important for me to say. I'm not claiming for superpower. I'm saying it's like everyone can learn how to, shoot a ball to the to
Shoot a
to
bullseye,
goal.
yeah.
But no one will do it like Messi. So this is exactly it. You can learn.
Ronaldo. Do not say
It's a different
Messi.
camp, I'm a believer and you're a skeptic. It's all about that. No, just kidding. But what am I saying is you can learn body language and how to read it. You can learn NLP and suggestion and all of
Definitely.
different psychological techniques. But to take it to the entertainment part and to do these kind of things, it's amazing. But for me, it's not about making you believe. For me, as I told the Faust, is all about.
Was that a way of telling
make
me
you
that you're
feel-
amazing?
It's like
He is
just
amazing.
have fun with this experience. It's amazing. It's fun. It's emotional. So this is all about what I'm doing. It's all about entertainment. If you don't want to believe in it, you can think it's a trick and you'll still love it. Like you're smiling.
Yeah, I mean, it is a trick. It is.
Is it as a superpower? So you'll think it's that, and he'll think it's that. And as long as you
It's
have
still
fun,
fun
it's
though.
my
It's
pleasure.
still amazing.
No, don't get me wrong. I think it's incredible. And you're right. So I have looked into like body language. I read the book by the CIA or the FBI expert. I forgot what his name was, but like huge expert who wrote the book on body language. It's very interesting stuff. When it gets to me is like when it's called mind reading, I don't think humans have that ability. I don't think anything that we've seen in science and any experiments has ever been able to be reproduced, especially with double-blind study testing.
It's all about taking all of the 5 senses and together to create the feeling of the 6th sense. But for example, if I'll talk to you and you'll see me, are you watching me right now? So
yeah, of
I'll
course.
talk to you and I'll tell you to think of just a random geometric shape, simple one. You'll think of a triangle immediately, usually, because I'll do like this. So I want you to think of a geometric shape. I did this before. And it's like subconscious. So Faust will say, when you'll see it, before we'll explain, okay, you just read his mind. You will say, it's sleight of hands. I don't know why you'll say it, but you will say sleight of hand. And one other people will say, okay, it just influences subconscious. It doesn't matter. After I told you how it had been done, you're still amazed. And this is
yeah, hands
all
down.
about
I
my
totally agree with you.
perspective of it. But you are all welcome, more than welcome, to come to see my show. From the end of October to Dubai.
I would love to.
It will be amazing. I'm doing like a big, very big show, and it's in Dubai. And if you're in the US, I will be there hopefully soon in the next, half year. I'll be there.
Need a reason to go to Dubai.
I would love that.
Seriously, me too. No, I was gonna say, so just so you know, I'm a huge fan of magic ever since I was little, of Mentalists, of like any of this performance art. I think it's incredible. You just blew my mind with the triangle right there all on its own, because that, like, what I've always found really interesting is the ability for a performer to go on stage and perform suggestive thinking to like get someone to a certain response without their knowledge, and that risk of them not possibly picking the thing that you're suggesting, which honestly, it does puzzle me, but I just think it's a magic trick, and I'd love to be proven wrong. I would love to believe it's a power, but it won't be done with numbers.
Oh, dude, can you please guess his first kiss? I'll pay you.
We'll do it face to face.
He cannot. Because he cannot read my mind. My mind is an impenetrable fortress of defense.
Actually, that's interesting. You told about, trying to convince people and to influence people to think about a certain thing on stage. So just to tell you, just for you to understand, on stage, it's much easier if you would think about it.
Really?
I'll tell you why. Because if I'm bringing a volunteer right now, he's standing in front of normally a big crowd. He's kind of stretched.
Stressed,
high pressure.
High pressure, maybe it's his first time in front of such a big crowd. He don't want to fool me. He wants me to succeed. And he's likely.
Is that the usual?
Yeah, for sure. Well, if I'm not performing in
Okay.
Israel, then yeah. If I'm performing in Israel, everybody wants me to fail. That's how it works over here. But yeah, or in front of Nick's. I'm asking, what is your name, Nick? Okay, no, stay there. I don't want you to come and say.
I knew it. I
But
knew it.
from
We're
the end of October, in
impenetrable
all of the
fortresses.
weekends,
Most powerful minds
from
in
the
the
end of
world.
October, I'm doing a big residency in Dubai. All of the weekends, you are more than welcome
Sick.
to be there. It's a big show. It's a show about mentalism, mind reading, predictions, and fulfilling dreams. It's also involved with some messages from my and tools that I understand during my journey of getting famous in Israel and achieving my goals in such a young age. So it's a great show.
Hey,
You'll love it.
Can you give us a link that we could put in the podcast so we could send that out to people?
I
we'll
will give it to you later. It's called the Wonderboy.
The Wonderboy.
Nice.
Nice. You've got.
Can
You've earned.
I'm
fans.
sorry, Faust.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Faust, really quick. Can I see your fingertips? I'm just wondering if that entire screen was black and if you wiped it out to get the perfect number to get to that 4014. That would make sense in my mind. Like if I could see your fingertips and see they're clean, you could prove me wrong right now.
They're clean, dude.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Like
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And also.
All right. That theory's gone. I'm gonna explain it some other way. Don't worry.
Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hear
It's
about it.
okay, and I'm very, very happy that you will, because that means that maybe tonight and maybe tomorrow morning you will think about me, and maybe you'll say, okay, no, I want to see some more of the things, and you'll go online and see my videos. So as long that's what I told you, Faust, before. It doesn't matter what they say about you, as long as they say your name correctly. If they talk about you, that's okay.
Right.
And if you're a
Very
good
true.
person and you're
I
not
totally
trying to
agree.
people, and if you're not mean, if you are just kind, I'm happy, I'm a good person, then it will work. It doesn't really matter if they're skeptical or a believer. And that's what I told you.
I disagree. Because in one way you're claiming you have powers, and in another way it's a
He's
lie.
not, though.
So
He just told you
there
what
is
he's
a
doing.
difference.
No, he's not claiming he has any powers.
He's just said that.
No. Because we're talking about the ability to read a mind. In my mind, that's a power. You guys call it an ability. Two different things. Humans don't have that ability. So that's the thing we're contesting.
For me, it's not about what people think. It's more how people think.
Okay, that's fair.
Because if I understand how they think, I can understand two things. I can understand what they have in their hand, because if you will choose, for example, research shows that if you ask people to think of a color, most of the people will say the color blue. So I know how people think, so they are more likely to think of blue. And if not, I will be able to make you think, to influence you to think about a certain things. Because you will see, for example, I tell you to think of a game, and you'll see these plays chess.
Chess.
So you'll think about chess, maybe. So it's all about
interesting. Okay.
How you think. Yeah.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Nevo, you've got at least two fans, and I think Nick may even count himself among your fans.
I'm definitely a fan. I really find all of this fascinating.
Appreciate it, and
awesome,
that
man.
means the most, and it was actually amazing and so fun with you. It's like a really amazing conversation.
Thank you.
I'm glad
Nevo,
that you called.
Yeah.
Nevo, this has been awesome, man. I can't wait to follow your career. I'm obviously a big fan, and I love the work that you're doing, and how inspiring it is to people, because it's anything that inspires wonder in people, I think, is part of what this world needs. So it's been real. Yo, Nick, thanks for jumping on the call, man.
Thank you so much, guys. I did not think you would honestly take this call, so I praise you for taking it. And you did stump me. I did pick your number. You somehow got me there, and I will figure it out. Watch for me in the comments. I'm gonna be there, and I'll explain it away.
Nevo, what's
guys?
So let me ask you this: when was the first time you realized? I mean, God, when I was 12 years old, I was thinking about a lot of things, but certainly not, I think, the same things as you. When did you realize that you were drawn to this, and that you were obviously plugged into your intuition, not only about what you wanted to do and what you were going to be good at, but also what the things that you're doing involve a great level of intuition. So when did you, how did that come about?
So I was always a kind of a weird kid. When my friends went to play soccer, I was staying home in front of the mirror and just trying to deal with the obsession, with the passion of mentalism and magic. It started with magic. Then I started like learning about mentalism more and more. I told my father, please read me some books about mentalism, about the body language, about the human brain. I was very interested in it. And as I told you, I was a weird kid, put a lot of efforts and time about learn. I should learn of all of these things. So this is how I started. And when I was 9, I said, okay, I want to do something like professional with it. I started performing. I did my first show when I was 9. It was not the best show, it wasn't that good. But it was, I was a cute kid
Of
doing
course.
magic, doing mentalism, trying to read people's mind. Always like, okay, take the coin, hide it in which one of your hands. I'll try to guess where you're holding the coin, or think of a number between 1 to 10. So, like simple experiments, but very good ones.
Mhm.
And it worked. And people was amazed. And then I started developing it more and more and practicing all day. Of course, with school, I did it together, but that's what I did. I was like 11. I got, tested. I had a test for the organization of mentalists in the world, and I got in. When I was 12, did Israel's Got Talent. We filmed it, and it was broadcast when I was 13. So this is how I started. Just a passion and obsession for this whole art. I define it as an art. So yeah, I think it's all started with passion, always.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you're going to dedicate that kind of time to really begin to master something, it comes from passion. You have to have a passion for it, or else it just becomes,
100%.
So.
And I'm very grateful to manage to understand it at such a young age.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible, man. It's truly incredible. I have an 11-year-old son, and yeah, I mean, he's passionate about Pokemon.
And it's all good. It's okay. I know people like find themselves waiting years for understanding and to make their purpose come clear. But as I said, I'm very grateful and thankful for having this experience when I was very young. It has a lot of disadvantages as well. I dealt with a lot of failures during the time of getting famous, and with people and bad response. People say not very good things about you online. This generation.
That's funny you say that. My next question was going to be, just, you obviously are familiar with Uri's path and his life and kind of the ups and downs that it took. And, what do you think when you see kind of the skeptics that have literally come out of the woodwork, some of them actually making careers out of trying to, prove that Uri Geller is a fraud, which blows my mind that anyone would want to spend their career trying to make someone else look like, you know what I mean? It's just crazy to me. What do you think when you see that?
Well, Uri told me in one of our meetings, he told me a quote that I will never forget. It doesn't matter what they say about you as long as they say your name correctly. So he told me that it doesn't matter. People talk about him, they are saying he's a fraud or a swindler. I don't know. Whatever he did, he was measuring. Okay, I got this PR. They talked to me about in this newspaper and this TV show. That's very good. People start talking about me. That's what he did, and I think that he was very successful, and his success was taken to the next level only because of these people.
Mm-hmm.
One of his biggest, I won't say competitor, because the biggest magician that was saying he's a fraud was James Randi. Yeah. So I think he was his best publicist.
It's true. It's true. Man, the unamazing Randy, I call him.
No, he was very good. He's very respectable in our industry of mentalism and magic. But talking with Uri, James always was mad about Uri, but Uri was fun with everyone. It was good. It was okay. Okay, this is what you want to do. I will keep doing my thing. keep developing my career, and people loved it. He was authentic, and it doesn't matter if they say it's a fraud or it's not real, it's tricks, it's a superpower. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Uri looked good, and I say it in all time. He looked good. He was a nice person. He was polite. He had a talent. You can't say that
Yeah.
he wasn't talented.
Listen, I saw all the videos of him at Stanford, and these guys, they were quietly working for the CIA. They were monitoring his every move. They were even doing, metal detector checks on him. They were doing mouth checks. They were making sure he didn't have anything up his sleeve the whole time, and yet he was doing these. I mean, they're on tape. He blew them away. And but there's a lot of people who come out and say, oh, well, he did that. He's a magician. Of course he could fool them. They're scientists. I was like, yeah, but they were setting up the parameters. He didn't know what they were beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Like it was truly
100% right.
Yeah. And so I
100%
was
right.
like,
For me, it's not like this because I think it's a different generation. Okay, it's a different time. You have internet now, you have YouTube, you have accessibility to anything you need. Okay,
yeah,
so any information. So for me, it's not about if you believe it or not. If you believe in it or not. For me, it's more about the entertainment, about the show, about make people feel happy. About after I did a show, everyone will smile. It doesn't matter if they think it's a tricks, if they think I have superpower. Just having fun. This is an amazing experience. People laugh in the show. People get excited. Sometimes people cry.
yeah,
People are amazed. So
that's
this is
awesome.
what makes me happy. If you ask what is a good show for me, it's not that everyone in the audience thinks I'm a superpower
Right.
mentalist. If they have fun, that's it.
That's great, man. That's a great way to look at it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hold on to that as long as you can, and it'll never get old for you. I think critics can become, yeah. I mean, I was an actor and a filmmaker for 20 years, and you learn not to listen to the critics.
Yeah.
Um,
As a young kid, it's not easy to deal with all of it.
yeah,
Like you need to face with really some difficulties. But as soon as I experienced it more and more, I got used to it.
yeah,
And yeah, it's okay. It's part of the process. It's a pay. It's something you need to pay.
right.
And I think, well, there's a say here in Israel that the best mentalists and magician are from Israel or Jewish or something like
Yeah.
this, because you see David Copperfield, okay,
Mhm.
so he's like one of the biggest, David Blaine, Uri Geller, and we have Lior Suchard that is very big in the US.
Mhm.
Hopefully soon I will be big there.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's because of the skeptics here, because in Israel, I don't know if you know it, like in all of the shows, most of the crowd are skeptics,
Yeah.
100% skeptics. Always, okay, let's do it one more time. Let's do it with my equipment. No, you need to go there to be 100 meters away. So it's interesting because we deal with all of these difficulties and people that are trying to challenge us.
Yeah.
And then when we are getting to the world, people are not that skeptics because
Right.
they don't have many mentalists there. It's not like
Right.
a familiar term, isn't it?
What, mentalists?
Yeah, like I'm curious. Many people think
It's
it's
not.
like a psychic. It's not.
Well, yeah, it's not a very well defined term, at least not in our culture. I mean, like people who have studied, what you get into. I mean, there is a difference between a magician and a mentalist. The problem is, most of the time, the person is both, and so a lot of times they're combining aspects of each, as far as I understand it.
Yeah.
And I think Uri did that too, which is why he ended up with so many critics, because you had a lot of mentalists saying he that this is an illusion. And of course, some of the things that Uri was doing, I think, were purely illusions. But I think some of the other things he was doing were not. They were more into what I think falls into the realm of intuitive knowledge, or I mean, some people call it psychic knowledge, but just a way of knowing that some people don't believe you can access, and other people access it all the time, and they know you can. So it's like we have a division of people. One is in one camp, one is in the other, like everything else. And that brings
And
me to
it's
my
interesting.
next, question for you. It's like, so like if you're going to go to China and study like martial arts and learn how to use your chi, in order to affect the physical world, there would be inevitably a lot of meditation and a lot of practice, that like harnessing energy. And I'm wondering if you were ever taught or studied any of the techniques of like the Eastern yogas, who, we know that I know that the more time spent in meditation, the more a person tends to come online with their intuition, with their third eye, with their psychic, abilities. And that may be hard for some people to believe, but I've experienced it myself in many ways. And so I'm wondering if you had any experience with that.
Well, actually, I didn't. And that's very interesting because as a mentalist, it seems very, that like I should have experienced it. But as I said, I'm a different kind of, I was a different kind of kid. I was kind of weird. So I'm a different mentalist, I think, from all of the industry, because I'm not sitting all day and like thinking about people and trying to understand. It's not about what you think, it's more about how you think. And I'm learning a lot about the human brain. How does it works? Why did you choose to say this thing right now? Why did you choose to blink in this very moment? So every action we take, there is a reason for it. And I'm trying to understand those reasons and to understand how can I convey some messages and to convince you to think about something. So this is more what I'm trying to do. I'm very interested in all of these things, meditations and yoga and all of these things that connects you to the deepest parts, and you need to understand things about yourself and other people. But because I'm more focused on the entertainment part and not about, you can use these NLP techniques, body language, hypnosis, suggestion, all the techniques that I'm using for my show. You can use it for healing. You can use it for therapy.
Absolutely.
Very good. And also bad reasons, bad.
Oh, yeah. MK, look at the programs.
Yeah, we can talk about it, but I'm trying to use it for only entertainment. So I'm focusing all of my energy to the entertainment part. So I'm learning also stand-up comedy. I'm learning also, how to be a nice actor. It's all about the experience you give the crowd. So I didn't experience it, but I would love to at some point. I'm only 17, and I think I will do it. Yeah,
Very
I am
cool.
young, so that's like
no, you have time. You have lots of time.
Yeah.
Look, when you see athletes who have become incredibly masterful, if you even watch like a fighter, a champion fighter, he starts to duck before that fighter starts to throw the punch. Now, does he know that the fighter's going to throw the punch? He must know because he ducked. Something about what that fighter did let him know that this kind of punch was coming, because he got out of the way like he knew it was coming. And
also a goalkeeper that jumped to the right direction because he's 100% sure and he knows that he's gonna shoot to that specific location. Intuition is a strange thing. Well, different people call it different things. I don't know. To a woman, it might be the feeling she had the moment she met her future partner. Right. To a man, it's the way his computer software operates. But whatever you might call it, we all have it.
Yeah. And I agree. I agree.
You know this feeling when you're thinking about someone and he's just calling you, or that you are in a situation and you're 100% right that you've been in this situation before. Deja vu, coincidence, whatever you might call it. I think it's an intuition, and I do believe in it. I think everyone has it. I think that everyone should learn how to control it. And I think that if you master one thing, for example, as you said, professional fighter or a goalkeeper, when you master it and you understand how people think and you're 100% relaxed, you are not overthinking, you're not worried about what you should be doing, and you're just letting your intuition to guide you, it will work. People should try it.
It's you know why they don't try it, my young friend? Because they get scared of that, of being in the unknown, right? You have to
Yes.
really get comfortable not knowing, because when you do, you empty yourself out enough to allow the answer, the solution, whatever it is you
100%. You know
need.
why people have, religious, why people believe in God, why people believe in not even God, about any other things. You always, for me, you always have to have one thing at least that is unknown, that is behind everything. You need to believe that there is something that you can't really, you can't control it, and
Mhm.
you just go with it. If you try to fight with it, with faith, with whatever you might call it,
Yeah.
if you try to fight with it, it will fight back. You should just go do your decision, make your decisions, go believe in your own voice, and just do it. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be afraid of it.
No, and I love, I can't imagine how many times you have embarked on a new technique, a new trick, and whatever I don't, whatever it's called, like
Yeah.
the many amazing things that you do. How many times you've had to fail to get it right, and how comfortable
100%.
you have to get with failing, and realizing that you absolutely have to do that. That's the only way you're going to get good enough to get it right.
You're right. You're 100% right. And people always see the good things, and now I'm doing a show. It's almost 90, let's say 95% of getting it right. So I'm not doing a lot of failed, in the show, but it took me a while to understand it. And I took advantage of that. I was young, that I could do those mistakes,
Mhm.
They could invite me to the show, and it's not the right name. Okay, he's a kid, like, let's forgive him and
Yeah.
keep moving on. He's still
Get
the,
more leeway. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. But in everything, I believe, look, I have this tattooed on me that says, don't believe in failure. Okay.
Yeah.
And I do think you shouldn't believe in failure. It's not a failure. It's, something that happened. You'll get over it. You'll
That's
try
right.
again and again and again. You should always see the
Feedback.
target and the goal, and then just keep fighting for it, keep trying to achieve it. This is my perspective of life. And I
Yeah,
do
it's a
advise
great
everyone that
perspective.
is, right now hearing it or doing it, just believe in it. And also,
There is no failure. There's feedback. If you want to call it something, call it feedback. You're just one
exactly.
step closer to get to accomplishing what you were trying to accomplish. That's the way I think of it. So you believe, do you believe there's really magic in the world? Do you believe that there are such things as, people who have these purely psychic abilities, and or are capable of doing things that, things like you would only see in a movie, not maybe to the degree you see them in the movies, but there's a lot of reports of ancient Sufi masters, chi masters, people from different cultures
Yeah.
doing incredible feats. Do you believe in those, or do you quite like? What are your
That's
thoughts?
like the most interesting question, because this is what I do. But I'm sorry to we're not really answering it, because I know what I'm doing, okay?
Yeah.
And I know what skills I have. And I know that if I was performing at 12 years old, still doing these amazing things, because, these things are amazing.
Mhm.
So I would love to let the audience decide, what is it? If this is real magic, if this is superpower, if this is psychological techniques or tricks. I just love the stage. I love this. I love the show. I love everything about this experience. And if you are a kind of person that believes in it, believe it. It's
Mhm.
okay. It will be easier to you to see the show and to say, this is superpower. This was amazing. I love it. And
Right.
if you're skeptical, if I'll say I have superpower, it will make you pissed off.
Right.
No. So I want to say,
I see. Yeah.
he just should think it's a skill or it's a magic tricks, and he will be fine with it and will still have fun. So I'm letting the audience to decide. But if you ask me as a person what I believe that there is something behind everything that I can't explain, but I
Right.
don't really know what is it. I don't know if it's a superpower. I don't know if it's, if you should call it psychic. I believe there's something above everything
Yeah,
that controls, and I don't really question what is it. I'm just
I see.
going with it and just flying with it, flow.
Have you ever met someone who just completely blew your mind, where you were like, how the, how did, like, I mean, I'm sure you have, at least in the
Yeah,
beginning.
for sure. So first of all, Uri was, a very big inspiration for me because he was the biggest and he's working with me. He believes in me. So it's really, mean that means a lot for me. Okay, that means the world. And the thing he's doing, I can't explain. I don't know what
Wow.
he's doing and how he's doing these things. It's like a different kind of skills. So
Mm.
that's super interesting. I met the prime minister, and I read the minds of the prime minister of Israel. I read the minds of Gal Gadot, the Wonder Woman
Yeah, yeah, of
from
course. I
Israel.
know Gal.
And
Yeah.
it's not about, and it's not about, that she's famous. It's about the journey she did and how she became and how she got to that level. And to talk with people that, did this way that I'm trying to do. Okay, so it's not easy for a guy from Israel, from the north side of Israel, it's like kind of suburbs, and to get into the stage as at 12 years old, to deal with getting famous and to deal with failures when
Mhm,
everybody criticizes you, and then to try to move to the US, to try
mhm.
yourself there and to try developing your career there. So it's not easy. And
No.
getting advice from these people with those things, it's crazy. But if you say someone I admire the most, so first question my first answer, sorry, will be my parents.
Yeah.
Because when I started, my parents didn't really believe in it. Didn't really believe in mentalism. My father is a big skeptic, and my mother said it's not like a real profession. It's not something for life. Leave it. Stay with the
Hmm.
school stuff. But I was very passionate about it, and they loved me, and they
Hmm.
still love me. So after I was getting to the Israel's Got Talent, they said, okay, there's a real thing in it.
Yeah.
So my father was coming with me for the audition. My mom didn't believe in it still, but my father
Wow.
was joining me to the audition, and I got it, and I got in, and then one more show, and one more show, and one more show, and then I got to
Yeah.
the finals. Then my mother came,
Wow.
and then for every show that I did, if it's a TV show that I have every week on the main channel of Israel, or just like a corporate events and show that I'm doing for companies or private events, exclusive events, it doesn't matter. To every show that I had, my parents are with me and
Yeah.
flying, all around the world, traveling with me to the show right now. And my mom quit her job just to be with me.
Wow.
So I'm very grateful to have such a supporting parents like this, and to also to tell people that if you don't have this support, to tell you I didn't have it in the start.
Right.
It was only me. And then I was convincing everybody because I was believing in it. I
Hmm.
was convincing and took everyone with me and became their, now they are a very good supporter. So that's how
That's
you should do
awesome.
it.
That's that's really great to hear. I mean, nothing like the support of your parents, especially when you're as young as you are.
Yeah,
It's important. It's something that
it's
you'll
very
always
important.
remember. So that's great. So you also sometimes make predictions, I understand.
Yeah.
So are they? I mean, if you study not necessarily Uri, but some of his peers that were working in similar fashion made some incredible predictions. I can think of a few off my top of my head, which were well documented that came out of the Stanford program. Um, Now they involved a little bit of a remote viewing, and there was other things that were going on that allowed for these predictions. And of course, some of them were just written off because like this guy's crazy, like this is. But
Yeah.
then 9 months later, Voyager went past Jupiter, and lo and behold, Jupiter did have all these ice rings, even though they called Pat Price crazy when he told them, I see ice rings. And still, my one skeptic friend was like, anyone could have guessed they had ice rings. I was like, no, man, nobody guessed they had fucking ice rings. Nobody thought they had ice rings. There wasn't an astronomer out there that thought for a moment that Jupiter had ice rings. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what you're talking about. But he was like, no, it was just a good guess.
And that's
Oh,
like
man.
one of you to look at it. But prediction is an amazing thing for me. And there are different kind of ways to approach prediction, for my opinion. The first way is really intuition. I'll call it intuition, but it's a feeling from within that you feel like you know this will gonna happen.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the first way to approach it. A different way is a guess that based on like something you know. For example, I know you're a man. Okay, so I know that in most of the time a man have some egos.
Mhm.
Okay, and I know
Good guess.
that a man is more likely to think about, let's say, if I tell you to think about kind of sport, you're more likely to think about some specific stuff. You know, when I'll tell you to think of a color, most of the people will think of the color blue or red. Or if I'll tell you to think of a geometric shape, the most likely answers are a triangle and a circle.
Right.
So it's a guess that based on science and statistics. And this is a different way to approach it. And the last way, and this is the way that I'm, most of the time I'm using it. And this is say NLP. So it's like to make you think about this thing. So I'm trying to manipulate you to think about this specific thing. If you're understanding what I'm saying. So I'm making your decision without you knowing it.
Right. You're
Okay?
influencing my decision. Right.
Exactly. So I'm
Yeah.
influencing your decision in your subconscious to think about something. You'll be 100% sure that it was your own choice.
Right.
So it is influencing a guess that based on statistics and a feeling from within.
Amazing.
That's what I think
Yeah.
a prediction is.
Yeah. And then like everything, all those things can come together in an amazing way. I think. I mean, I imagine just like when you practice so many things, whether it's a sport, whether it's a craft, a technique, an artistic technique, and then sometimes then you let it all go and it comes together in the most amazing fashion. I can only imagine that's something like what you experience. What did Uri
Actually, I
do
did
that
a very interesting thing. Do you have the show Dancing with Stars in the US?
Yeah, we have it, of course. I think it started here.
Okay,
Dancing with
interesting.
the Stars. Yeah, it's been around a while here. My God, everyone and their sister was watching it there for a while. But yeah,
No, but
yeah.
in Israel, I was predicting the finals, so I knew who was gonna win, which one would be in, first, then the second, then the third, and how many points they're gonna get. So that's what I
Wow.
did. And now, well, it's the first time that I'm saying it, but I'm working on predicting the elections here in Israel. It's the first time that I will be able to vote. I'm 18 in Israel. You can vote when you'll be 18. So it's
Okay.
the first time of me voting, and I will predict
Nice.
who's gonna be the winner, how many he's gonna get. So it's really interesting. I'm working hard on it right now. I'm trying to
Very.
analyze the statistics, then the
Yeah.
feeling from within, and then in the end to try to influence
Oh,
this
I
guy.
love it. Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
God, I do that. I try to do that often. I'm usually pretty good with it. It's funny that they in America you used to be able to until very, very recently. You used to be able to make a wager on who would be the next president. But but what was happening was it was becoming a bit too revealing on who the people actually thought was going to win. And so they just recently passed legislation making it illegal for you to bet on who's going to win an election because of because of the corruption in the system and the less transparency that people have as a window into what's actually happening. And
Yeah.
that's what's going on here in America anyway. At least that's what I see happening. Why else would you make something that's been a long-standing American tradition, people making pools and betting on who's going to be president, with the odds, and
No,
make it
but
illegal,
when I'm doing these kind of predictions, it's because people love it. People here gets crazy online and the TV because they say like, "Wow, this is crazy. How was he able to predict it?" And this is exactly what I'm trying to say. Prediction is an amazing thing. As a mentalist, I always say you can do some things. You can read people's mind as a mentalist. You can influence people's mind. You can move object, that's called telekinesis,
Mm-hmm.
and you can predict. This is the all four things you can do as a mentalist, and people love it.
Yeah.
People really love all of these things, and what really makes a mentalist, for me, a good mentalist, because okay, I'll guess the name of your first kiss, he will guess the name of your pet, he'll
Yeah.
guess how old are you. It doesn't matter, but it's how you're doing your show and how creative you are in creating the story, creating, it's about everything. It's about the lighting, it's about how the stage looks, it's about the art, it's about the music, it's about their routine itself. So it's not about just guessing it, it's about the whole process of
Right.
staging it. And I'm a big fan of theater, and
Me too.
so it's
Yeah.
kind of theater for me.
Yeah. That's awesome. Man, it must be so exciting to really, when you're a comedian and you're making people laugh, that feeling is just, there's just, I'm an actor, so, and I come from the stage, and I tend to be cast in comedic roles, or at least I used to. And there's no greater feeling than hearing, hundreds of people laugh because they're enjoying
100%.
you. And so you kind of take it all, even one step further with the sense of wonder that you instill in people. And that must be, my God, that's like elixir for your soul. I bet it must feel pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I think you know the reason that I am a mentalist is that feeling,
Yeah.
because when people are amazed and don't know how you do it, but they are very happy with it because it's a nice experience. This is the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
And it's very nice for me when people are clapping and saying, how do you do it, how do you do it? But I'm trying to even try to take it one step further, as you said, and to give people inspiration,
Mm.
because it starts with my story, because I was believing in myself, and against all odds I managed to do it, and to fulfill my dream at such a young age, and to keep getting and achieving goals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about the inspiration that after the show people will say, if he was able to do it, I will be able to do anything. If this young kid is fulfilling his dreams and doing whatever he wants to, and it's amazing,
Yeah.
they will believe that they can do it. They really can do everything they want and they need. It's all about, if you feel it, if you can imagine it, you can do it. I really believe
Absolutely.
in
I
it.
agree 110%.
For example, you are doing this amazing podcast, and I'm sure that you inspired many people. And first of all, it's a great feeling, when you know that you inspired people while you talk, while you do magic, mentalism, acting, it doesn't matter. But it's all about how you use your platform.
Mm.
For example, if it's a singer that, writes a song, or how he delivers it, it's all about it. It's all about making good. If you do good in life and in the world, you'll get it back to you, I'm sure.
Absolutely, man. The more you love life, the more it's going to love you back. That's
100%.
been my experience. So
You're right.
do you, so a more metaphysical, spiritual question. So you believe in God? You believe,
I do believe in God.
do you believe in reincarnation?
I don't really think about it,
Hmm.
you know.
Well, you're young.
Maybe maybe because I'm young, but I don't really think about it. About God, yeah, I do believe in God. I think that I'm very grateful that God placed me right where he wants me in
Yeah.
life. I do believe that there's something above all of us, as I said earlier. But I don't think about this thing about, getting born again,
Yeah.
the word is said. So I'm not thinking about it, and I don't know. Maybe when I'll think about it, I will
Yeah.
read more about it and try to understand about it. But and if you believe in it, you should believe in it. If you don't believe in it, you shouldn't
I
believe
got
in
you.
it. I think that everyone should believe that makes them feel good and helps them to deal with their life and the journey that they are going through. So this is what I think.
I like your style, Nevo. I like
Thank you.
that. Yeah. So
We all have, we all have something to do in the world, and we
yeah.
all have an opportunity to succeed and to do what we should do. I do think that there are things that are meant to be
Mm-hmm.
from advance.
Oh yeah.
So it's all about getting
I
it,
mean,
understanding your purpose, and doing it.
you would think that fact that I think every human being has the capacity to understand whether you put yourself in a believer camp or a skeptic camp. I think everybody feels like, oh, when they find something that not only are they good at, but they start to really enjoy doing and start to get a lot of positive feedback from other people who say, yeah, you're really good at that. All of a sudden, you feel like, on many levels, I was meant to do this. I mean,
Yeah,
all the signs say I was meant to do this. Everything in my environment is affirming to me, including the way I feel when I do it, that I was meant to do it. So, you're a human being on this planet. You could do any number of things, but yet you were born in the body you were born in, and
you're right.
you find yourself doing that alone. To me, would say, okay, so maybe there's something that is greater at work here, something that maybe we can't see and we can't explain, something that is
100%.
highly intelligent and operating for the good of all.
In the end
Yeah,
of the day, it will happen. It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It will happen.
very true. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things that are going to happen, whether you believe in them or not. you know, my,
Yeah. Faust, I would love to show you something. Like
oh,
we are
sure.
talking, and I think, many people are listening right now, but I would love to try understanding how you think and showing, just to show you what
Sure.
mentalism is. So can you please come a little bit closer to the camera so I'll be able to see your face?
Yeah.
Just like a little bit, just a little.
Normally my lighting is a lot better than it is. I'm not sure
It's
what
okay. It's okay. Great. I would love it if you just imagine that you're going back in time. I'm only dealing with good experience and so positive ones. I would like you to think of the first kiss, your first kiss. Was it something that was heartbreaking or something that is a good experience for you?
good experience.
Good experience, great. I would love you to imagine this situation. Just imagine where was it? Imagine how old were you? Imagine what the situation was like. Imagine just focus on the feelings you had before, all of these excitements. Yeah, I feel it right now. All of these excitements. And what did you felt after? What did you think about it? Imagine the girl, imagine everything. Just imagine. Great. Open your eyes.
Okay.
Just think about the name. Focus on the name.
Okay.
Okay. I will take this chalkboard for a second. Okay, I'll take it like this. Uh-huh. Okay. Think how many letters, don't say it out loud. Okay, open your eyes for a second.
Okay.
Okay, I wanna write this again. Okay, so you have the name right now, right?
Yeah.
I think I get it correct. I hope. For the first time, Faust, what is the name of your first kiss? So I'll hold it like this. What is the name of your first kiss?
I am 99% sure it was Teresa.
Teresa.
Teresa,
You're
yeah.
sure?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
So
pretty. It was either Teresa or Mary Kay. I'm pretty sure the first real kiss was Teresa.
It was Teresa.
Yeah.
And people in the audience will be 100% sure that we set it up. Nothing is set up, right? You didn't tell me the
Nothing
name
is set
before.
up. I didn't even know that you were going to ask me this. Yeah. Nice, dude. Wow, that's amazing. You can give it to him.
Understand that this was online and face to face. It's much
Oh,
more
dude, I can't even imagine. I'm sure it's just
Like,
crazy
much
that you
more
can
intense.
even do this online. It's amazing. But it's been real, man. It's so exciting. You're so young, and the world is your oyster, as we say. It's really going to be incredible. I can't wait to continue to follow your career, man. And you got the fantastic outlook. The next time you ever talk to Uri, you have to tell him that he has a big fan in this podcaster named Faust. Yeah, but
Appreciate it.
it's been awesome, man. Thank you
Been the
so much.
most
Listen,
pleasure.
appreciate your
It's been-
time a lot.
Thank
And
you.
Hunter,
Thank you.
thanks for setting this up, bro.
Yeah, it took a while,
But
but it was worth it. It was worth
Yeah.
chasing them around.
Yeah.
No, I really want to help you get something going in America, man. I have a lot of ideas, so I'm gonna cut this video together and send out some clips and see what we can do.
Yeah, and we'll
Thank
be
you. I
in
would love
touch,
that.
Nevo. We'll
we should.
coordinate the premiere
I'm
on
already
YouTube.
following you. So
Okay, awesome, bro. Awesome.
Yeah, and get just send us that link for Dubai so we can get that
yeah,
out.
I
to
will.
people.
I will.
We'll
All right.
do.
Thank you. For
Okay,
this.
guys.
Appreciate
Take-
it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you.